Hello, first graders. Welcome to a new grammar video. We are on Unit 6, Week 5. Today's lesson is Adverbs that tell how. Let's revise what did we cover this unit. This unit will learn about pronouns, and we know a pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. And we know that noun is a person, place, or thing. We also know the pronouns he, she, it, I stand for one noun. We and they stand for more than one. Right? We also learned that I always a capital letter. The pronoun I, we always have to write it a capital letter. Then we learn about possessive pronouns. Again, possessive pronouns shows who or what has or owns something. So we say, this is Max's toy. This is his toy. We learn also about possessive pronouns. My, your, his, her, its, our, and their are used before nouns. So my hat, your coat, our home, its place, their car, his book, her cat. We also learn that some possessive pronouns such as mine, yours, his, her, its, ours, and theirs can stand alone. So this is mine, this is yours, this is his, this is ours. We also learned that the days of the week, the month, and the holidays always begin with a capital letter. So Saturday, a day of a week, will be capital letter. June, a month, will be capital letter. Holidays such as Labor Day will be capital letter. All right. We also learn about indefinite pronouns such as anybody, everyone, anything, everything, nothing. These are special pronouns such as what we just said now. And we know anyone, for example, means any person. Everyone means all people. Anything means no special thing. Everything means all things, and nothing means nothing. So these were special pronouns that have the meaning that we don't have a specific person or thing we're talking about. We also learn how to use the comma. So we know that the comma to separate the date and the year when we write a date or when we write the letter. So for example, June 6, 2015, and also after the greeting and the closing in the letter, dear grandpa, comma, you write your letter, and then after that, your friend, your grandson, whatever the closing, then you're gonna put comma. We also learn and use the words I and me. We know their pronoun, and we know that I always comes in a capital letter, and you and me always come after the verb comes after. So the verb comes before. So dad gave me. So me comes after the verb. All right. And again, we have more practice and exercise to use a comma that separate the date and the year, and also to after the closing and after the closing, a greeting and closing in a letter. Today we will cover another grammar rule, which is adverbs. Adverbs that tell how. All right. What's an adverb? We covered this before. An adverb is a word that tells more about a verb in a sentence. We also know that the verb tells about the action. Some adverbs tell how an action happened. Many adverbs end in ly. So Fran spoke slowly. So this is the verb. Slow, it's the word that describes the verb. But adverb, this is a word that would be described the verb. We're going to add ly. This is the tell how. So Fran spoke slowly. All right. I sang loudly. So let's see what we have here. Circle adverb in each sentence, write it on the line. So we have adverbs in a sentence, we're gonna circle it, and then we're gonna write it on the lines here. All right, number one. First, we're gonna circle, and then we're gonna write. The cat ran quickly up the tree. Adverb that describe the verb quickly. So I'm gonna circle it, and then I'm gonna write it here. Quickly. All right, number 2. The band played loudly. The band played loudly. This is my verb, and this is the adverb. First, I'm gonna circle, and then I'm gonna write it down here. So the band played loudly. All right, number 3. Graham smiled sweetly when I gave her the card I made. Smiled sweetly when I gave her the card I made. So again, we'll circle sweetly, and then we're gonna write it down here on a line. Okay, number 4. Mom said, speak softly so you don't wake the baby. So mom said, speak softly so you don't wake up the baby. Okay, so that's my adverb. I need to circle it. And then I'm gonna copy it here, write it down softly. All right. Okay, so number 1 quickly, number 2 loudly, number 3 sweetly, and number 4 softly. Okay, let's go for number 5. The wind blew strongly all night. The wind blew strongly all night. So this is my adverb. I'm gonna circle it, and then I'm gonna write it down. Strongly. Okay. Let's turn the page and go for next page, 147. Adverbs that tell how. An adverb tells more about a verb in a sentence. Some adverbs tell how, so describe how this action happened. An action is a verb. All right. Underline the verb in each sentence. Circle the adverb that tells more about the verb. So I'm gonna do 2 actions here. I'm gonna underline the verb, and then I'm gonna circle the adverb that describe the verb or tell me more about the verb. Okay, so let's start. First, underline. So we need to underline. The ducks splashed happily in the pond. Where's the verb? Splashed. Underline the verb, splashed. Happily in the pond. How did he do this action? How did he splash the water? Sadly, happily, slowly? No, happily. So we're gonna circle happily. Okay. Let's go for number 2. A frog jumped quickly onto a lily pad. Frog jumped quickly onto a lily pad. Where's the verb? Jumped. So we need to underline the verb, and then quickly, it's the adverb that describes the action or describe the verb. Quickly. Number 3. A bird sang joyfully from the tree. Where's the verb? Sang. Very good. When we spot the verbs, it's so easy to get the adverb right away because I'll be asking myself, the verb is sang. I'm looking for the adverb that tell how. So how the singing happened? Joyfully. So that would be the adverb that, or the word that describe the verb. And circle it. Number 4, the sheep called loudly to each other. So where's the verb here? Called. We call each other or make the sound. So I'm gonna underline the verb, and then loudly, it's the adverb that describe the verb. The turtle walked slowly through the grass. The turtle walked slowly through the glass. So walked is the verb, underline it. Then slowly the adverb that it described the verb. So I'm gonna circle slowly. All right. So in this activity, I underline the verb and I circle the adverb that tells more about this verb. So splashed happily, jumped quickly, sang joyfully, called loudly, walked slowly. All right, let's go for next activity. All right, page 148. All right, use capital letters and periods in the name titles. All right, example, Mr. Drake, Mrs. Shane, Miss Baker, Dr. Clark. So this is abbreviation. When we put a period, we need to write the name titles in capital letter. And like Mr., Miss, Mrs., Doctor need to be capital letter, right? And then we end it with a period. Let's see what we have here. Okay, write each sentence correctly. So we have sentence that need to be written correctly. That means I have to put the name titles in capital letter and I have to put the period. All right. I will see Dr. Finn next May. So I see Doctor. That's the name title. Need to be written capital letter or uppercase. So let's do that. I will see Dr. period Finn, my noun, always period, always capital letter. Next May, and also the month need to be written capital letter. All right. Number 2, will Mr. Green speak to our class today? Okay, it's written capital letter, but there is no period. We need to add the period. So we're gonna copy the sentence correctly. Well, Mr. Green to our class today. Okay, number 3. Next week, Miss Lou will be our new coach. I see Miss Lou need to be uppercase. So let's write it down. Next week, comma, Miss Lou will be our new coach. All right, so this is the answer for number 1. I will see Doctor. You see the period, so capital letter and period, Finn next May. And will Mr. Green speak to our class today? So well also need to write it capital letter. Okay, let's fix this. Oh, I think we have to, yeah, this one need to be capital letter. Will Mr. Green speak to our class today? And then next week, Miss Lou will be on our new coach. So next week, Miss, capital letter with a period, Lou, the name of a person, noun, always capital letter, will be our new coach. All right, that's clear. To do number 4 and number 5. Number 4. Do you know Mrs. Park from the bookstore? I know the mistake now. Do you know Mrs. Park from the bookstore? Question mark. And then last one, Okay, number 5. Mr. and Mrs. Kent came to our house for lunch. So we know need to be written capital letter, the name title, and we need to add a period. So we're going to write Mr. period and Mrs. Kent came to our house for lunch. Okay, and then you put period. Okay, so that was the last grammar rule for this week. Talked about adverbs that describe the verb, and we know that the verb is action that tell in a sentence, and the adverbs we learn about is how, tell how this verb happened or how this action happened, like quickly, loudly, sweetly, softly, strongly, joyfully, happily. And we also learn and practice the capital letters and periods in the name titles such as Mr., Miss, Mrs., Doctor. All right, that was it for today, first graders. Thank you. Bye-bye.